So I picked up this Sharp VHS player. It's the VC-JH820. And I had read on DigitalFAQ, Lord Smurf saying that the H810 was a pretty good one. And as far as I can tell, this is basically the same model. So I picked it up because I've always been curious about Sharp VHS players because they're supposed to be among the best VCRs, regular VCRs, not super VHS, but regular VCRs. So anyways, I picked one up, and today I am doing a test between the Sharp, the Sony, this regular JVC, and a JVC Super VHS player. I'm testing out with this cartoon because from what I understand, cartoons are probably a better type of video to use to test out VHS players. The way this works, if we go around the back, you can see I'm using these Monster wires. It's 1 foot long into the ATI 9600 breakout box. Now, if you notice these wires, they're actually not the traditional wires of yellow, red, and white. They're actually component wires. But from what I understand, component wires are the same as the other kind, and these look pretty thick. So I'm hoping that this will produce the best possible quality. All right, it goes into this computer and into VirtualDub. I'm about to start the capture on the Sony. I've captured all of them, and then we will compare them and see which is best. The Sharp VCR has a feature called Sharp Super Picture. And according to the manual, it will, let's see, what does it say? Normally leave the mode set to on. This high picture quality function will create a clearer image during playback. Now, I haven't been able to find out very much about this online. The closest thing that I could find is this post from Lord Smurf that talks about something on Sharp VCRs called Auto Enhance, which I think is the same. Anyway, he says that Auto Enhance makes grainy images by sharpening them. So I think this is what this is. And in general, the point that he's made quite often is that what you see as sharpness is really just noise. Now, at one level, you can say, well, okay, if it's noise, but it looks good, then who cares if people like it? But when you're capturing, it's probably better to not use it. And if you really need noise, you can certainly add that in hybrid later on. All right, we're on to the Flintstones now, and here is an elephant giving a shower to Fred and Barney, who are taking a shower together for reasons that you will have to watch the show to find out. On the left side is the Sharp feature on, and on the right side is the Sharp feature off. Now, I do see a difference, and to be honest, I kind of like it with the Sharp feature on, even though I know I'm not supposed to. I'll let this run for a few more seconds so you can decide for yourself which you prefer. The theory about not using some of the filtering features in a VCR, the theory is that you can get better results later on in hybrid. So let's see if that's true. Let's see if using hybrid with a sharpness value of 1 in the QT-GMC, using the MC temporal denoise at a setting of high, and resizing it with NN-EDI3, let's see if we can make a version of this scene that's better than the filter that is inside the Sharp VCR. I still kind of think that the Sharp on feature is making this look clearer than with Sharp off, even with the QT-GMC sharpness set to 1. But it's definite. The one on the right definitely has less noise. If I pause the video, it's quite clear. And in Fred's clothing and other things, you can tell that there's less noise around. But the outline of his tie and his clothing looks more subdued in the one on the right. All right, let's get on to the comparison. On the right side is going to be the Sharp VCR, and on the left side is first going to be the JVC, the basic JVC, then the Sony, and then the JVC SVHS player. And rather than me tell you what I think, because sometimes I frankly don't know what I think when I look at these comparisons, I'm not going to say anything. And I would like you to tell me what you think is the best VCR in this test.
Crest, because the best smile is a cavity-free smile.
This is my dental office. And this is my wall of fame for cavity-free checkups. Before a picture goes up there, I need to see a perfect x-ray here. That means no cavities. When parents ask, how can I help my kids stay cavity-free? I tell them, brushing with a fluoride toothpaste is important.
Crest with Fluorostat is unsurpassed for cavity protection. More dentists recommend Crest for kids when they first start brushing.
I always get a smile when I tell them they've made the wall of fame.
Crest, because the best smile is a cavity-free smile.
This is my dental office. And this is my wall of fame for cavity-free checkups. Before a picture goes up there, I need to see a perfect x-ray here. That means no cavities. When parents ask, how can I help my kids stay cavity-free? I tell them, brushing with a fluoride toothpaste is important.
Crest with Fluorostat is unsurpassed for cavity protection. More dentists recommend Crest for kids when they first start brushing.
I always get a smile when I tell them they've made the wall of fame.
Crest, because the best smile is a cavity-free smile.
So that was the first test. Let's go on to the second test. Again, same setup between these VCRs, but this time rather than having footage from a commercial, we're going to be using the cartoon footage from the Flintstones. And again, I'm going to stay quiet and you tell me what you think at the end. So those are the comparisons. You have a lot of data to work with. I would really like to hear what you have to say because, you can make arguments one way or the other about which is best. And ultimately, I think it's pretty close in most cases. I think what I'll do is after we've gotten sort of a consensus in the comments, I'll update the description to say what the public thinks about these comparisons and which they think looks the best.